Hey you guys, it's Rose. I just want to make sure that you watch to the end of the video because I am giving you 2 tips that you can't miss. Number 1, I'm going to teach you how you can actually report your rent and backdate it on your credit report. And the second thing is I can help you get a free Navy Federal account regardless of if you have a family member that is in the military. So make sure that you watch to the end so that you can get that information. Hey you guys, it's Rose and I am back with another video. So today I want to teach you how to boost your credit score within the first 30 days just by adding a few of these 4 credit builders. So when it comes to credit repair, it is actually a 2-step process. Step number 1 is you have to go through and actually build your credit. So you have to look financeable, and basically the way that it shows, you're just showing the company, hey, I'm being financed by a company and I'm paying them back on time. So that is step number 1 to actually going through the credit repair process. Step number 2, it is removing those accounts. So right now we're simply going to discuss the whole process of boosting your scores. You can actually boost your scores up to 100 points within the first 30 days simply by adding these positive accounts that are going to help you build your credit out. So the account number 1 that I always recommend to clients is going to be Self-Lender. Self-Lender is really great because it reports within the first 30 days. After having the account for 90 days, you will actually be eligible for a secured credit card, which will also start to report on your credit. So you really get 2 accounts for the price of 1. And after the credit card starts reporting on your credit as well, that will also help to further boost your scores. So I always recommend that you do the $48 plan because it's only for 12 months. You pay $48 for 12 months, and then at the end of that 12 months, you're going to get all your money back. It's going to be roughly about $500 and a little change. Once you get that full amount back, you can just have it transferred back into your checking account. So that's why it's called Self-Lender, because you're lending yourself money for a 12-month period to help build your credit scores. So after they offer you the secured credit card, you can actually start putting your savings onto the credit card because it's a secure card to help build up your actual limit on that card, or just keep saving it. Either way, once your savings account has finished for the 12 months, you can cancel that account as well as the secured card, and you will get your money back either way. So that's just a few of the questions that I have received that people have asked about Self-Lender. But they actually report at the end of each month, so depending on when you sign up, you can instantly get a boost of about 30 points or less within 30 days or less, because they're going to report at the same time at the end of the month. So that's number 1. You always want to sign up for Self-Lender if you don't have any credit established. Another thing that's really important for you to know and understand is if you want to boost your credit scores within the first 30 days, make sure that you have paid down any credit cards that you have. If you already have credit cards and credit established, you don't need to really add credit builders. You need to pay those credit card bills. Every credit card that you have, you want to pay it down to 30% usage or less. So, for example, if you have a credit card that is $500, 30% of that is $150, which means whatever your balance is, you need to pay it down to $150 or less, and allow it to update on your credit report. A lot of times people make the mistake of they pay off their credit card, then they start using it back immediately, and you have to allow at least 30 days for it to update based on whenever your statement ends. So if your statement ends on the 15th, it will roughly update on your credit report between the 15th and the 20th. So you want to allow time for that to happen. So if you have any credit card balances that are super high, it's actually what's holding your credit score back, and you don't need to add anything extra. I never recommend adding a credit builder if you already have credit established. You just need to pay those credit cards. So focus on getting that debt down. And then the second account that you can actually add to help build your credit score is going to be kickoff.com. The way that Kickoff works is it's another credit building account that allows you to basically do a $500 loan to be able to purchase something in their market. But you're going to basically pay about $10 a month on that said item for 12 months. Again, it's going to help you build that positive payment history. You want to show that, hey, I'm being financed by a company. I'm paying them on time every month, and I'm making sure that my balances are low, because that's what gives you that credibility to be able to be financed for higher limit credit cards, to get a car, or even to get a home loan. These accounts can actually be added to your credit report to help you build it so that you can actually be able to get a high limit credit card where you don't have to put a deposit down or whatever the case may be. So you always want to make sure that you're doing that. The third thing that you can do is get a secured credit card. Now, there are a lot of secured credit cards on the market that you can get, but I personally recommend get one with an actual bank. The reason being is after 3 to 6 months of you making on-time payments, you can actually switch that account over to an unsecured card where they'll actually give you a credit limit. And that's the main thing that you want to do. You don't want to have a bunch of secured cards on your credit. You want to have cards that you can switch over to unsecured. So some of the best banks that you can get a secured card with is Navy Federal. If you have access to get an account, if you don't, all you need to do is go down in the description below, and I'm giving you the free information for you to get a free account with Navy Federal, regardless of if you have a family member that is in the military or not. The second thing that you need to do is the second account you can add. You can also get a credit card with Capital One. If you have a bank account with Bank of America, they're great. Chase is good as well. I wouldn't recommend Wells Fargo because they have had a lot of issues in the credit card realm to where they aren't the best bank to get a secured card with. But those are the top banks that I would actually suggest for you to get a secured card with. So minimally, they require you to put at least $200 on that said card. You can put as much on there as you want, but you at least want to start with the $200 so that you can start building that positive credit. That again is going to report on your credit report within 30 days to help boost your credit. And the last thing that most of us have to deal with anyways is rent. Everybody has to pay rent on a regular basis. So there are actually companies that will report your rent on your credit report on a monthly basis for a pretty reasonable price. So two of those companies I'm going to recommend to you today. It is Rental Karma, and it's spelled karma just like Credit Karma, rentalkarma.com. They will report to your credit for your rent, and then also Rent Reporters. Those are the two companies that I strongly recommend that you're going to be adding to your credit report. Basically, the way that it works, it's a $60 sign-up fee, and then they charge you about $30 a month to continue to report your rent. And the good thing about them is, let's say you've been living somewhere for 2 years, you've always paid your rent on time. They can actually backdate your rental history from the day that you signed your lease. They are going to call wherever you live, whether it's a home that you're renting or if you're living in an apartment complex, to confirm when you signed your lease, how long you've been paying, and your payment history. And if everything is great, you get backdated history. So now, instead of you starting out, you don't have much positive credit history, you're now adding 2 years onto your credit report simply from making your rental payments on time. So that is another bonus thing that you can add to your credit report that is definitely going to help you build your credit within the first 30 days. So I've given you 4 accounts in total, as well as advised you, if you already have great credit established, the main thing that you need to do is pay your credit card debt down. Start with your lowest balance. You're going to pay the most towards that account, and then just pay the minimum on the other cards until you pay that lowest balance off. And then you're going to go on to the next balance, until the next one, until everything is paid down. Start out with just paying them all down to 30%. Don't necessarily focus on paying them all off. That way you get to a reachable goal. Pay them down. Let it reflect on your credit report within 30 days, and watch how your scores will really grow, and make sure that you continue to maintain that positive credit once you've paid down all your debt. So these are the things that you can do to boost your credit scores within the first 30 days up to 100 points. It's Rose. Thank you again for hanging with me here at Rose Credit Repair. And don't forget, like, subscribe, comment below if you have any credit questions. I'm going to be answering them myself in the comments. So you know what to do. Until next time.